Are there any particular cases that changed you?
Yeah. There's a case that changed me. This was a young guy. He was he had testicular cancer, and he went to the operation. The testicular cancer surgery was a success. Unfortunately, during the operation, something happened. He didn't get enough oxygen to the brain, and he came out of the operation with an anoxic injury of the brain. This guy must have been in his 20s, and he had a young wife, and I had come onto the rotation as a resident, and we had attendings. And you have to realize in medicine, you have attendings above you, and what they say is just, that's the word. That's what happens. And the ICU attending, we were the ones that were sort of taking care of the patient because he was on a ventilator. But there was the neurologist who looked at everything and says, "Look, this guy is not waking up. He has severe anoxic brain injury. We've looked at the scans. This is what's going to happen." Every day we'd run on this guy, and he was just a shaking mess. He was just there. He was just kind of shaking. His eyes were rolling. No response, nothing. And every day his wife would come in, young wife, and she just didn't believe that this guy was going to be like this for the rest of his life. He was going to wake up eventually. And so she would be at his bedside, like attending to him and making sure this, that, and the other. And even asking us to put, some special concoction that she made at home into his tube feeding so that this could go and help him make him better. And we would go along with her, but I was looking into my attendings and they're like, she doesn't understand what's going on. She doesn't understand that he's never going to wake up. So this is what I'm seeing. One day she came in and she just had this smile on her face. She was just so at peace and a smile. And they were a Hispanic couple, so we had to ask a translator what was going on. And she told us, she said, "I had a dream last night. I had a dream that he was going to come home." And she was convinced, just absolutely happy, beaming. And we're like, man, this lady is crazy. She doesn't understand what's going on. Well, days went on, weeks went on, and one day, and where I was rounding, it's just in this round the nursing station's in the middle, and the doors to the rooms are all around in a periphery. And we were going around the circle, rounding on the patients, and I could look in, and I saw him, and he was kind of shaking, but he was kind of opening his eyes, and I said, he seems to be focusing a little bit, his eyes seem to be focusing a little bit more than they would be. And he kind of, I just kind of put my hand up like this, and sure enough, he put his hand up like this, shaking, and he put it back down again. I'm like, what?
He waved at you.
Yeah. What? And I said, let's go check this out again. Long story short, it took months, but that guy walked out of that hospital. 6 months later, he and his wife came back, walked onto the unit like there was nothing wrong with the guy. And he gave us a big basket of flowers to thank that unit for what they had done for him. In my mind, I knew that for most of that staff, for most of that time, people were just going through the motions, keeping him alive, because that's what she wanted. Obviously, when there were signs that this guy was recovering, it was a complete shift. People were amazed. And so what that did to me in my career was it made me think twice. Like, why did this guy get better? Now, he was 22, he was young, and typically, if something like that is going to happen, it's going to happen in someone who's very young, whose mind is plastic, who can survive that type of a situation. But it was a miracle. I can't say anything else. I mean, it's not something that we would all of the experts said that this wasn't going to happen, but it happened.